It's a high-stakes game of cat and mouse. The Australian Border Force versus organised crime and individuals smuggling illegal drugs, weapons, even people. Tonight we've been given extraordinary access to their biggest operations.
I'm thinking, whereabouts, if I was a crook, would I be trying to hide it?
If I could hold up a 7-Eleven with it, I'm not allowed to bring it in.
Acting on a tip-off, Border Force officers are briefed.
If you find anything, just yell out "find."
And deployed into the cabin of an aircraft.
Find.
Red flagged
Find.
for carrying suspicious objects.
Find. Toilets.
Find.
In an enclosed cavity of the toilet, a black package.
Find.
In the onboard baby bassinet, a taped-up silver box. Nearby, officers are scaling a suspect shipping container. While deep down in the hull of a ship, they're on their hands and knees, crawling through a dark water tank.
This sort of work is not for everyone, and there's people out there who aren't cut out for it.
Today, Nathan Phillips' team is in training.
There's 2 of them.
But in real life, he likens it to a game of hide and seek.
Find.
It's like a game.
Find.
There's serious consequences to the game we're playing.
Hey guys, how you going? My name's Ben, I'm with Australian Border Force.
Ben is a former soldier in the army who now protects his country by guarding our front line.
What are you up to today? Where have you come from?
You've got a lot of people who will come in and try to work illegally, and the conditions they put up with are generally fairly bad.
When it comes to smuggling onto our shores, the crooks, they'll try anything. Whether it's drugs, people or weapons, Border Force needs to be ready, here on the water, in the air and on land.
Ben and his team lead us deep into the heart of Australia's border protection. We're inside the mail gateway. Every parcel you order from overseas passes through here. And people like Stu are trained to spot and seize.
To me, that looks like could be an electronic shock device because it's in the shape of a torch and you've got the little blue tongs. I'll stop the machine, I'll put it aside, and we'll have a look at it.
So you think that's a taser?
Yeah, to me that would be a taser.
Wow.
But we'll open it up to confirm. It's got quantity 20 hand tools. To me, that doesn't look like hand tools.
What's written on the box is often not what's inside.
First instincts, that looks like the shape of an ice pipe.
Then this shows up on the screen.
You're joking. I can even tell what that is.
You know what that is? Metal shows as blue from this X-ray, so it's most likely going to be a plastic of some type. So I'd say it looks like maybe a BB gun.
It just baffles me that somebody would think of sending that. I mean, that's not even in a disguised box.
No. Yeah, it's surprising what some people do send. They send, yeah. It's a good part of this job.
Just roll the dice and see whether... Wow.
This is described as a letter opener.
Aside, looks like a throwing knife, which is a prohibited item. So I'm going to take it off straight away. And there's multiple.
Could it be a letter opener?
See how the darker blue on top, it's the thicker metal, and the lighter blue, it's actual thin metal, which indicates quite sharp edge.
Like a blade.
Yeah.
It's bold, isn't it?
It is, straight up. Yeah.
We'll tell you what's really inside those parcels a little later. But when Border Force officers see this picture, it's a no-brainer.
Uniform lines like that would just ring alarm bells for me that that's cigarettes straight away. So they're trying to
So that's saying it's 2 pairs of shoes?
Yes, that's correct. So they're obviously trying to evade tax right there and trying to smuggle without paying the duty on them.
No shoes there?
No.
Up in smoke.
Tobacco is the hot item when it comes to smuggling into Australia. Dean runs the mail gateway and has this team dedicated solely to opening packages suspected of containing tobacco.
What we have here is what appears to be a stool on the X-ray image, but something inside it. As you can see, the office is opened up here and it's just full of cigarettes.
Why has it become such a problem?
You're looking at $30 and upwards for a pack of cigarettes. So cheaper options, you buy it from countries such as China, Taiwan, you're paying $5 to $10 a packet. Try and bring it in. Obviously, you're not paying the duty.
How often would you find a packet of tobacco?
So if you're sitting on an X-ray, it's pretty much continuous. You're talking every minute, there'll be a box found that will contain tobacco.
Tobacco seized each month in this facility alone is worth $15 million on the streets of Australia.
But even more concerning is the criminal activity that those profits would have likely funded.
They try every which way possible.
It's desperate, isn't it?
It is. People are getting to desperate lengths, whether it's using food as a concealment method, whether it's using household items, or a lot of the times they'll just throw it straight in and hoping that we don't pick it up.
What looks innocent can be hiding something sinister.
Simple things like these, such as a pen, all of a sudden turn into a weapon.
Some things aren't so obvious.
No, something like this might come through, even to us if you open up like that way, it might look like something you'd have on your mantelpiece at home, but open it up, all of a sudden you have a concealed blade.
This is a mobile phone?
What appears to be a mobile phone, but it's an electronic shock device, or simply known as a taser.
More than 1 million mail items are inspected here every week.
It could be a pill, it could be a sachet, it could be grams of cocaine.
Now, for what's inside those questionable parcels. These could certainly do more than open a letter.
It's incredible to think that somebody would believe that just sending 3 throw knives in a yellow envelope were going to make it through.
Well, they'll try anything.
The sender of these shoes stopped in their tracks.
They're well-packaged shoes.
Yeah, they are. Quite small shoes if they were.
Trained to handle a firearm, Ben says this BB gun won't be tried at home.
What sort of damage could this do?
So you might think there's only little BB pellets, little plastic balls, but I mean, if two little kids playing together with these sort of toys, they could put an eye out for the worst case scenario,
Every week, Border Force locates 300 unlawful citizens, 850 packages of prohibited drugs, and it patrols 37,000 kilometres of coastline.
It's also quite sad, and you see people's lives change right in front of you when you know that they've done the wrong thing and they're likely to go to prison.
With a background in forensics, 24-year-old Bree has just graduated from the academy.
Why do you think Border Force is so important in this country?
We're the first line of sort of defence for the country in terms of narcotics and even terrorism or tobacco smuggling. So yeah, it's valuable in that if we can stop it at the borders and we can at least make a big difference, then it stops all of those bad things coming in and affecting the community.
Good to have them on the job. The maximum penalty for tobacco smuggling is 10 years imprisonment and or a fine of up to 5 times the amount of duty evaded.